Ms. Mckeever, you say you have no doubt that Mr. Arnold is your 3-year-old son, Kenneth's biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've requested a paternity test and are suing Mr. Arnold for $1,796 in child care expenses.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Arnold, you and your aunt, Ms. Henderson, say that Ms. Mckeever admitted to sleeping with 2 other men, but now you claim you're the one who's been put on child support for a boy who's definitely not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Mckeever, he says he's on support. What does he actually do for your son?
Well, actually, he has not done anything for my son. My sister has been playing a big role in my son's life, far as buying him diapers, if I need money to get my kids clothes.
But he's on child support?
Yes.
But you've never gotten anything?
I never got anything.
Not a dime yet?
Not a dime.
And so you're suing for child care expenses you've incurred thus far?
Yes.
Let me see those expenses, please. Thank you. These expenses include diapers, shoes, clothes. They total $1,796.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Arnold, are you doing anything for this child?
No, it's not my child, so why would I pay anything?
You feel confident it's not your child.
Right.
So you've chosen not to pay anything at all?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even though you've been required to pay child support?
Yes, Your Honor.
You know that's a dangerous game, right?
It's not my child, so why should I pay anything? I got put on child support because of not showing up to a DNA test.
Oh, you were named. Why didn't you show up to the DNA test,
Because I don't
young
have
man?
any transportation to get to this place.
But look where it ended up. This happens in this courtroom way too much. Young men in your position, you come to court and you say, this is not my child, Your Honor, this is not my child, Your Honor. And then when I ask, did you have an opportunity to take a DNA test? Well, I couldn't get there. I didn't have no ride. I didn't have those. We get a ride to go everywhere else we want to go. This is important because you see what happened. Once you didn't show, you're named by default. You should not be in the position you're in right now.
My other baby.
And whether you are or you are not Kenneth's biological father today, because you didn't show up, they say legally you're deemed to be Kenneth's father. Now, she's saying her sister has had to step up to the plate and help cover all these expenses because she can't take care of the child. You're not taking care of the child. I want to hear from your sister, ma'am. State your name, ma'am.
I'm Shakira Cox.
Miss Cox, thank you for joining us today. So you've been stepping up to the plate as it relates to Kenneth.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
And you've been helping out.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Paying for expenses.
Haircuts, shoes, clothes, milk, anything that little boy needs. If she calls me, he have it, you know.
With the understanding that she's responsible for paying you back this month.
And that is, yes.
Everything is not being said. There was another young man involved who was supposed to be these kids' dad.
Who is this young man?
After 2 years, now all of a sudden, my nephew is being blamed for these kids.
Who
These
is this
is
young
not
man?
his children, because if they was, why would you name another man saying that they was the dad? But all of a sudden you took a
I'm asking a question. Who is this young man? Do you know?
I don't know him personally.
Who is
No,
this
I
other
don't.
young man, Ms. Mckeever?
The other young man that I was with, he ended up going away.
Okay.
Mr. Arnold ended up moving with me. So the whole time that he was living with me, Your Honor, you know, we were intimate a lot, unprotected. Now, the other young man that I was messing with, he ended up coming back home December 26th. So me and him, we messed around on that day. Around January 18th, I end up going to the doctor because I get my 6-month checkup. The lady ended up telling me I was 6 weeks pregnant. The last person who I had intimate with was the other dude.
And you submitted a calendar to the court.
Yes.
Pretty much you were with Mr. Arnold, having sex with him unprotected, you said.
Yes.
Pretty much the whole month of December. But when you got pregnant, your doctor told you that the window of conception was about the 24th of December to the 31st, right?
Yes.
And you say you were intimate with the other guy.
December 26th.
December 26th, you were intimate with the other guy.
Yes.
So You told the other guy that this is his child.
Yes.
And you told Mr. Arnold he's not the father of the child.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Henderson, what would you like to add? I just wanted to make sure I understood that on my calendar.
If her conception time was from December the 24th until the 31st, but all of a sudden she slept with this dude on the 26th, that's kind of convenient, don't you think? I mean, that's 2 days.
Okay,
48
excuse me,
hours,
Your
that's
Honor.
real convenient. And then you decide that after this guy comes back, you're gonna tell him first that he the dad when you'd have been with Christopher all of December and you with him one time, but he the dad. Now 2 years later, look where we at. This don't make no sense.
So once she told you you were not the father, Mr. Arnold, what happened?
The fake DNA test showed up then. She done blocked him out for 2 years, blocked him off of Facebook, no contact. 2 years later, this girl pop up and tell him she need to
Excuse me,
talk to
Your Honor.
him. When she gets him and talk to him, she telling him that she did the DNA for the other guy, and he not the
had a
daddy.
DNA
Christopher
test
wanted
done
he wanted
for
a
the
copy
other
of
guy.
the DNA test.
After 2 years, you finally did the DNA with the other guy? Explain.
Okay, so as my son got older, when he started turning 1 into 2, his features start to come in.
That little boy don't look
So
nothing like us.
the other guy that I was intimate with, he decided to get the DNA test. It was not my decision, it was his. So they contacted me and they sent me a paper in the mail. I had a DNA test done. When I had the DNA test done and the DNA test came back, it said 0%.
But
so what I did was...
Do you have any evidence of that test?
No, I don't have the
she
evidence
don't.
with me.
And she wouldn't let us get a copy, and she wouldn't let us take a picture of it so we could have some evidence.
When you said Kenneth was 1 years old, you said you felt like he looked like Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
Did you
As he
say
start-
anything to Mr. Arnold then? Say, oh, this is...
Yes, and when I said it to Mr. Arnold, these are Mr. Arnold's exact words. He said, I had a feeling that that's my child because every time I come around him, I have a connection. He always
Is that
kept
true,
telling
Mr.
me
Arnold?
that.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't know it was another guy involved until after she came back and showed me the papers.
He's lying on that part. The time that we was in a relationship, he knew about the other guy. So it's not like I just got with Mr. Arnold and didn't tell him about this other guy. Even when the other guy got out, I told Mr. Arnold, well, I want to go see him. He didn't have nothing to say about that at all. So my thing is, if you felt that that little boy wasn't yours, why were you constantly contacting me? Why was you constantly asking me to be with you? Why would you constantly do that? You know what I'm saying?
But she
And
just said they hadn't talked for a long
it
time.
upsets me because the simple fact is his family cannot sit here and tell him that this is not his child because y'all was not in the bedroom with us when we did what we did, and y'all was not living with me. Y'all wasn't calling him, asking him, did he need this, did he need that? It was always me that was
and
doing
you
it.
told another man he was the
Exactly,
daddy.
exactly,
We sure
exactly.
wasn't gonna
And
call
the
to
only
tell you
reason why-
nothing.
Let's get some
The only
take
reason
care of
why-
order.
The kid don't even look like me, so I don't understand why I'm being put through this.
So, so you say he doesn't look like you.
He don't.
So when he was 1 and she said he's starting to look like you and you said, yeah, I thought that was my son because we have a connection, did that happen?
Yes, Your Honor, but...
You did say that.
Right, but
Exactly.
he don't...
Exactly. That's
like,
what I'm
now.
saying. That's why I'm not
hold on,
understanding.
let
Now, he
Mr.
don't
Arnold
look
finish
like
the
me.
statement.
Okay.
He 3 now. He don't even look like me now.
You don't feel like he looks like you at all.
And it's crazy, he can't even speak for himself. First of all, you are 27 years old.
I mean, you can see
You
the
are a
pride.
grown man. Why every time you have a problem or we have anything going down, you gotta run to your family
'Cause
members?
that's what we
Why
are
don't you
for.
step
That's what
up
you
and
do.
be
You
a
go to your
man
family.
and worry about your kids?
Your
Because at the
sister
end of
after
the
you.
day, me and you are gonna be taking care of those kids, not your family, not nobody else. That's
You
how
don't
I
know
look
that,
at
girl.
it.
You don't know
so
what his family
therefore,
could do.
I'm not just bringing him to try to
We
plant
can
a
take
baby
care of
on
somebody
him.
else's
Because
baby.
like I said, when I met Mr. Arnold, he didn't have nowhere to stay. So you really think I'm just about to pick you out the sky and say, oh, I want him to be my baby daddy? No, that ain't me. I'm not about to do that. So for them to sit here and try to say, oh, she trying to make him take care of her kids or she trying to blame him.
No,
that
what
is
we
not
trying
even
to
the
do is
fact.
make you
Because
find
this is
your
about
baby
me.
daddy. That's what
I
we
grew up
trying
in
to do.
foster care, Your Honor. I grew up in foster care. I had no father at all. period, at all. So I didn't want my son to grow up and not know who his father is. So it hurt me a lot for his family to sit up here and try to make me out as a bad person. Yes, I admit to my wrong. I was wrong for messing with two guys at the same time. I am wrong for that. But I'm here today to try to prove to him that that is his son. You know what I'm saying? And it hurt me because my son asks about him every day.
He does.
He asks about him every day, and it hurt me that I can't even pick up the phone and be like, well, come get your son. Your son want to see you. Come on now. It's okay, you can say, it would be different if he said it's a possibility that I'm not his father. But you just straight out saying you just not his father, like me and you never had sex ever before. And that really hurt me. I broke down to Christopher and I apologized to him. I said, I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart for doing that to you because you missed out of 2 years of your son. So I feel bad for doing that. I take my part of being a woman and admit to my faults of what I did. But for them to just flat out just say I'm lying, that really hurts me.
Your Honor, can I please say
yes,
something?
Ms. Henderson, what would you like
When you
to add?
start out with lies, you end up with lies. You lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas.
That really hurts me. And for him to just sit there and try to make me like I'm a bad person and not even try to at least take up for me and say the wrongs that he did. Because the reason why me and him broke up and I end up paying attention and messing with the other man is because I found pictures on social media of him and another girl.
My nephew is not a bad person. My nephew was just put in a situation where he was told one thing when she knew it was something else. And so within all that occurring, not so much.
I never said he was a bad person.
Hold on.
He's a good man.
Hold on. I'm talking now. Okay. What would you like to add, Mr. Arnold?
I can go to jail for a child that ain't even mine. I don't even know possibly I'm the father.
Now, if you go to jail for failure to pay support, which is a possibility, all because a bus ride with somebody you slept with for the whole month of December, for 3 weeks,
Your Honor.
and you could father a child, that doesn't make any sense. Because now you standing here with your life on the line. She said you haven't paid anything. You can get picked up anytime. And all you had to do was show up. So now you're here. Even if it's determined that you're not this child's biological father today, that does not change the legal issue you're faced with is that you have been named this child's father by default for failure to show up. And so if you're not, you're gonna have to go back to your home state, go to court, present this evidence, this DNA evidence, and then go from there, and there's no guarantee. Do you understand this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't you ever let anybody control your fate, your life, and your destiny, and you facing consequences that only you are responsible for alone. I'm ready for the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Is there something you wanted to say?
If he's not ours, we don't want this problem. We don't need the aggravation.
You don't want the problem.
Did anybody hear what I just said?
That's what I'm saying. But this is the thing about it,
Your
Judge.
aggravation?
Yeah, this is a whole bunch of mess.
No, my point is, he didn't show up to court. That's what aggravated the situation. The failure to show up to court. Do you get that? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are we ready for the results?
Yes.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics. They read as follows. In the case of Mckeever versus Arnold, when it comes to 3-year-old Kenneth James Reeves, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Arnold, you are his father.
Step up, baby. Just step up. All right. That's what we wanted. That's what we here for. The DNA, the truth.
Your Honor, I will step up to the plate. I want to be around all my kids.
Good.
All my kids.
That's what I want to hear, young man. you're not a bad guy. You listening to the wrong people.
Thanks.
Your Honor, I never said that he was a bad guy, because he's not. He's a really great person. He's not bad father at all.
You didn't. But I want him to understand that sometimes when you stand before court and you have to face your wrongs, talk about things that you should have done differently, that's a difficult thing to do. And you may feel like, self, you really blew it now, you know. Everybody thinks you irresponsible. Everybody thinks you this. Everybody thinks you that. At the end of the day, that really doesn't matter, Mr. Arnold. What matters is what your intentions are going forward. You understand that?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Miss Mckeever, you came to court suing for $1,796,
Yes,
right?
Your Honor. Yes.
Because it has been determined, Mr. Arnold, that you are in fact Kenneth's biological father, Ms. Mckeever is entitled to half of those expenses. For that reason, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $898. Mr. Muriel, you and your sister have petitioned the court to order a DNA test to prove that you are not the father of the defendant's 18-month-old son, Zadrian. You have always believed you are not the father and are hoping the court grants you the test so you can prove your case. Is this correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Redmond, you say you are tired of being a single mom. You didn't make this baby by yourself and state there is no reason for a paternity test because the plaintiff already acknowledged he was the father by signing the birth certificate. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this court must decide through testimony if there is enough evidence to order a paternity test. Let me start with you, Mr. Muriel. Why is this DNA test so important?
Well, Your Honor, first of all, I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm 22 years old, and I'm looking to expand my brand. And with this lady here putting a child on me, it's like stopping me from leaving and going to do what I want to do. So I'm like really stuck, and I need the answers because it's not my child.
And so you say that this young woman is putting a child on you. You signed the birth certificate.
Yes.
Your
yes.
Honor.
No.
His mom was there.
The point is this. When you were at the hospital, did you believe the child was yours at the time?
No.
You did not?
No.
And so, okay, so you got this opportunity and it was time to sign the birth certificate. You went and did it, why?
Because I felt very pressured. Like everybody's sitting there looking at me as far as like her
But
family.
his mom was there. His mom was there telling him the baby looked just like you. Ain't no denying this baby.
Was your mother present at the birth, Mr. Muriel?
No.
Yes, she was.
You
Yes,
so
she
you
was.
don't.
No, she wasn't.
Yes,
Neither
she
was I,
was.
or I would have never.
His
I would have
mom
never
was there
advised
when I
him
got
to sign.
suited up to have my C-section.
No.
Okay, so listen, Mr. Muriel.
Zadrian Sherrard Muriel. You chose that name, not me.
You chose that.
You put his name, your name, as his middle name.
Mr.
not me.
Muriel, hold on now. And the child also has your last name.
Yeah.
And do you understand what being the legal father means?
Yes.
You do. So you now know that once you sign it under the law, you are that child's father. Even if you're not his biological father, you're still the legal father.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you would then have to, depending on if I order this paternity test, if we have enough evidence, that's something you'd have to deal with in your home state, but this is something you should know. And this is the part that gets me because young people, you all so busy engaging in adult activities, but you don't know adult laws and facts.
Well, I told him that before, and I told him
But
he
that's
also
why you
needs
were
a real
calling me
DNA
while I was
test.
in the hospital, like, nephew, why didn't you name him Sherrard? Nephew.
Lies.
That was you.
So you're saying people were acknowledging this
Lies.
child?
Yes, she called me
Well,
on
where's the
his
picture?
phone, talking about, nephew, why didn't you name, and then his nieces and nephews, her kids were asking, why did you name him Zadrian and not Sherrard? And because I wanted him to have his own name, but I let Sherrard put it as the middle name.
I didn't choose that. I
No.
just let it. I just did it. I
He
ain't
didn't
choose
choose
that at
the
all. I
first
didn't pick no
name.
names.
I chose the first name. I made that up when I
She
was
wrote
about
it.
3 months pregnant. I had that.
So my point is this, you are trying to present enough evidence to warrant me ordering a paternity test.
Correct.
And what I'm trying to figure out are where are the doubts? I mean, as it stands right now, it's like you were in the hospital, you signed a birth certificate, you said you did it because you had doubt. Now I need to know proof of that doubt. Mr.
I wasn't even
Muriel?
there. Yes, and I believe she was with other
Okay,
people.
you
I
say
had
you
fucked
weren't
her
even
with
there.
another
Give
dude.
me the facts surrounding that. You weren't there.
I weren't there. I was here in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to pursue my dream.
All right. Hold on.
figure out where he
hold on. I
wants
want
to
to
be.
figure this out. Because you saying you're here, you're there.
And he was here New
Listen,
Year's Eve. because
let's
you were at
try
the
to
party.
figure out the actual date of conception.
Okay.
Zadrion's date of birth is what?
September 15th. September 16th.
Okay.
She don't even see.
I got the year and the date mixed up, okay?
Yeah,
Why does your
it's
brother know
okay.
my son's birthday if that's not his baby?
It's okay.
Why'd he sign my birth certificate and give
But
him
why
the
is
middle
he
name
still
if it's not his
questioning
baby?
after he signed it? Men, if they stick firm with what they
Okay,
believe in,
ladies, ladies. Let's get down to the bottom of this. Zadrian was born September 16, 2015. Right? If you hit calculate, the window of conception would be December 18th through December 23rd of 2014. The question I need answered is where were you between December 18th and December 23rd, 2014?
You know what? Time out. I don't know where he was on them dates, particularly. I'll give him that. He could have been wherever he wanted to be, because that's where he
So
always
it
has
is your
been.
testimony that you don't know
Right.
Not
where he was
those couple
December
dates that
18th
you're
through the
giving me,
23rd.
but by the 26th he was
Yeah.
here,
Right.
because we went New Year's Eve shopping together. We were at the same New Year's Eve party together.
Party.
Is that true?
He took me home because I was drunk.
he don't smoke, he don't drink, he wouldn't
Doesn't
even
mean
drink
you
a
weren't
Red
at the
Bull.
party.
I don't
He don't
He
party.
be at the club with you too.
He
I mean,
look
you
just like the
missing out,
other
so I
dude.
really don't care though. I
He
mean,
look just
I
like
do
the other
care.
dude you got
I'd
caught
like him
with.
to get his closure and his sister to be quiet.
Yeah.
So I love for you to do this today, Your Honor. Please do.
Before I give my judgment as to whether or not there is enough evidence to order a paternity test, I want to hear more facts that relate to the doubt in this case.
She got caught with a whole nother dude that she's saying she was at her friend's house. This is what happened from the beginning of the story. I'm in my city, Lansing, Michigan, riding around. Pull up to one of my boys' house. I leave there. I see her vehicle in a neighborhood she's never in, you know? So I pulled my car back to wait. Basically, I sat and watched whose house she was about to come out of. Because I don't know whose house this is, and I'm trying to figure it out.
And she wasn't answering the
And
phone.
she wasn't answering the phone or text messages. So I pull up behind her once she comes out and get to the car. And I'm like, who house is this? Who house was you just at? She say some girl name. I said, all right, go get her. Show me who you talking about. She's like, no. I'm like, no. Well, all right, I'll go get her myself.
We weren't together. I didn't have nothing to prove.
No. Hey, look. So I said, I'll go get her myself then. So she gets in the car real fast, turn around, skirt off. Okay, it's something going on then. So I knock on the door. A dude answers the door.
So Ms.
Where's she
Redmond
at?
said she
You're
was
here
there
with
to
this
visit a
dude.
girl, but you know there wasn't a girl in
There's
there.
no girl. Where's she at?
Right.
So this is the issue. You all are
The issue is 1 minute she says he's the dad, 1 minute she says that he's not. And
No, that's
he's trying
y'all.
to live
That's
his
their
life. No, that is
issue.
you. That is you
1
getting
minute-
caught riding down the street
1
with
minute,
dudes. That's you on Snapchat saying, look at Zadrian playing with his dad with the same guy she got caught at the house
Right.
with.
Time out.
Hey.
Hold on.
Time out. Time
Hold
out.
on,
Wherever
Miss
the-
Redmond, hold on. Now,
Oh, yeah,
Miss
the
Mask
bell is
has,
there heavy.
hold on, Miss Mask has asserted that you were on Snapchat
Yes.
talking about someone else was Zadrian's father?
Yes, yes.
Same dude
Zadrian
I
playing
caught
with
at
her
the house
dad.
with.
Never.
Zadrian's playing with his daddy. Look at
Am I gonna get a
daddy and the
chance to
kids.
answer,
I
or are you
mean,
gonna answer for me?
I would
'Cause,
like,
girl, you
I
not
would
even on
like
my
to hear a
Snapchat, so be
response. I
quiet.
would like to hear a
Girl.
response.
So anyway,
Trust
like I
me.
was saying,
Trust me.
yeah, you're right. It's been a year and a half. My son is, like you said, 18 months old. I don't even talk to him no more. Why are you pulling up to any house that you see my vehicle at? What business do you have?
Were you on Snapchat with a video
No.
saying this
Oh,
was
time out.
she's
Zadrian?
lying.
Time out.
She's lying.
Did I ever say look at him with his dad? No, I don't believe I've ever posted him and the guy I was talking to. Did he catch me riding in the car with him? Yes, because that guy was the guy I was talking
you
to.
lied. It
And
said
I had
that-
to pick my son up from daycare. I'm a single mom.
But listen,
I don't have time
hold
to
on.
date
So
and
now,
be a mom.
wait. So now we're in court and you're saying, did he catch me riding in a car
With a guy, yes.
with a guy? Yes.
The same guy.
She's told me multiple
Is that
times
the
I'm
same
not
guy when he went up to the house
Yeah.
and opened the door?
Talking about
But this is the person you believe is
the father.
believes
Zadrian's
that-
father, because you say there's a striking resemblance. You say when you opened that door, it looked just like.
Yeah.
I guess
yeah.
That's
every
the person
that she
guess what
reversed
the
to.
reason why he said that was my son. He said Oh, that man is light-skinned. That's probably your baby daddy. Oh, I could name a few of y'all that light-skinned. I guess they all my baby daddies in here. Because there's more than just one person light-skinned.
But this is the point, Miss.
I mean,
She has
Miss
told me I'm
Redmond,
not the dad multiple
this
times.
is the point.
Period.
Like,
Period.
She told you you're what?
I'm not the father multiple
did she
times. Why
say
would
that?
she say that? She says that she said it throughout
you
the
act
whole
like you've
period of
been
him
here
being
too.
born.
I do
Talking
be
about
there.
you're not the dad anyway.
I
I'll
do
take him
be
to
there.
his
That's
real
what she
dad.
said.
Come
You
on.
were there in the beginning. It wasn't until
You're
she stepped in his
wishy-washy.
ear.
You're
It wasn't
wishy-washy.
until she stepped
You're
in his ear
wishy-washy.
that he started denying it. It was 3 weeks. No, it was Christmas time that he
Nat.
started denying my son. And that's when she came up from Atlanta for Christmas.
All right,
Okay?
so listen. I've heard enough testimony. In light of what's going on here and the testimony I've heard, there is clearly enough evidence to order a paternity test in this particular case. And I am going to do so for Zadrian because we need to get down to the bottom of this. So after I adjourn court, you all are going to go directly to the laboratory and undergo DNA testing,
Let's do it.
submit to it, and we will return back to this courtroom for the results. Are we clear?
Clear.
Court is adjourned.
I feel like I very much so proved my case. I'm excited for the DNA test. I'm ready to get this thing going so I can move forward in my life.
I'm glad she did that. I need them to zip it up. I need him to step up and his family to shut up so that we can all just move on and my son can have a dad and a mom and I ain't got to be both no more. I ain't making by myself. I'm excited she did this.
We're reconvening in the case of Mask, Muriel versus Redmond. In our last court session, I found that there was sufficient evidence to warrant me ordering a paternity test. Since that time, you have submitted to DNA testing, and I have those results here for you today. Before I go to the results, is there anything anyone would like to say? Yes, Ms. Mask.
I just want to say that he is a good person. That is why he signed that birth certificate, because he's like, you know, it's all these women here and I'm just gonna do the right thing. And if he is a dad, then we'll make up for any lost time or money or anything.
Anyone else? Yes, Ms. Redmond.
Really all I want is him to step up and his family to step aside. He's the parent here. He needs to be making decisions on his own like I've been doing. I mean, yes, I have support, but I mean, I don't have an option. I've been doing it. So all I want is him to step up and his family to step aside and let him do that. Stop steering him. He's grown. Let him make his own decisions on how to be a dad. Don't keep trying to play dad, because you're not. You're not mom or dad, you're aunt and grandma. We mom and dad, let us do ours. And you guys just fall in,
Well, listen, I mean, his sister is nodding affirmatively, and we have not yet established whether or not he is Zadrian's biological father, but there's truth to both sides. You know, you all are young, but if you're bringing children into the world, you have to grow up and you have to be parents. Mm-hmm. At the same token, I have a brother. I know what it means to be a sister. Mm-hmm. I just have one brother. I'm very protective over him, and he's my big brother.
I have 7.
I mean, so you get it.
And I support her.
Exactly.
Supporting him.
So I think this is an important moment when you both acknowledge what the other side feels.
But I just want to make it very clear that he's a good man, period. He's doing his thing as
He's not a bad
an individual. So
he is a good individual, but he's
Yeah.
not being a good dad that I need him to be. I don't care. I address you're a good individual. You're doing your thing. But I need you to be a good dad too. I need both.
Let's get the results. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Mask, Muriel versus Redmond, when it comes to 18-month-old Zadrian Muriel, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Muriel, you are the father.
You are Zadrian's father.
Okay.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel okay about it. You know, I'm gonna do what I need to for him, and that's really it.
It's a huge responsibility.
Oh yeah.
That's the only reason why I wanted him to get the test, because a child is, serious.
Yes.
It's serious. It's not nothing to be running around like pretending you're the dad, or one month you're the dad, the next minute you're not. So now you know for a fact, even if she gets upset and says it, or which she shouldn't anymore.
When's the last time you saw your son?
Like, I believe like a month ago.
Just a month ago.
Yeah.
We're hoping that we won't wait another month.
Right.
We're hoping we won't let things go for months at a time. Ms. Redmond, your testimony has been proven in court today that he is Zadrian's biological father. But this is not gonna come together like a little beautiful Tiffany box with the bow. My mother always told me every battle isn't worth the fight.
That's